Using our common wealth, our common resources, to do whatever it is that they're doing, including, their propaganda. But for us, we have to utilize our own resources, to bring out, alternative, tell people what we think the government, should be doing, what exactly is being done, what are the benchmarks, for such things in other places around the world. It's a big challenge, an Herculean challenge, and that is why when at the end of the day you see an opposition, sending away an incumbent, it is something that is major and very major.
I'll take some of these issues one after the other. I want to also look at education as our starting point. The opposition party, your party, SDP, what have you seen on ground in the areas of education in Oyo State, for instance, that you think is commendable?
Okay, let me say this. We all live in this same environment, yeah? And there's a saying that the well that you're going to drink from, you don't pollute it. Yeah? So the role of the opposition is not, to criticize government for criticism's sake. The role of the opposition is, look, this is our environment, government will come and go, our state will remain, our communities will remain. So we have to focus on those things that can assist to lift the standard of living, in our society. In Oyo State, I went to school, yeah, as the first set of the first set, 1980. That was the first time that they allow people, from primary 6 to just go into secondary school. So, I had classmates then that they were bus conductors, they were drivers, but because they knew free education was going to come in 1980, they abandoned all of those things and came to school. So enrollment basically doubled for that particular year. And they were able to manage everything.
So the policy was free education?
Yeah, it was free education. I was given textbooks, notebooks, pencils, rulers, even chairs and tables. So some people planned it. It wasn't planned by Americans or Britons. It was, I remember at that particular time, Chief Alayande of blessed memory was the special advisor to the governor on education. So they sat down, went all over the place and put all of these things together. But in all sincerity, and let people, go out and check for themselves. What we've seen right here is, I go around, I say billboards, this will be mega schools. But where are the children learning in those mega buildings? The buildings does not exist as we speak. And where they've even, where they've gone out to start the project itself, they are nowhere near completion. And they've superficially cited them. If you go to just the turning to Premier Hotel, you see one of the schools being built out there.
But the construction is still going on.
Construction is ongoing.
Yeah.
So if I've been at something for 6 years, I should be commissioning those projects or see actual products coming out of that exercise.
Now, I read something that you said. You said, I'm fully aware of the plight of teachers because my father was a retired school teacher. The pension scheme is the final hope of many of our teachers. The way it is administered must have a human face. That speaks to a particular policy on education as well. What do you mean?
Yesterday morning, when I went out, I think I went out to do a few things. And I came back into the house. I was fagged out, and I basically I was in till around after Jumat. Yeah? And then I told the people I didn't want to be disturbed for anything. When I came down, and they said, oh, there's this elderly man who has been at my gate since 10:30 in the morning. So I said, okay, let me go see him. So I went out there, and it was a pitiful sight, because the man said, my pension has not been paid. I mean, this is a 78-year-old man. Tears was almost coming out of my eyes, because he said, I haven't eaten this morning. I've been at your gate since 10:30 in the morning. I saw him around 2 o'clock. Why does our society, have to degenerate to that level?
It's economic recession.
Well, if you go back to the first time I declared to run for the position of the governor of Oyo State, this was in September 2014 at the Polo Ground. I mean, it's on YouTube. You can check out my speech that day. I warned that the federal allocation will keep going down, because I worked in the oil and gas industry, and I knew at that particular time that we were already in a bubble, that the oil price was going to go down. And we warned and said that Oyo State does not have any business, waiting for federal allocation.
I'll take you up on that.
Yeah, I'm ready. I mean, this is something that I've been preaching for so long.
I will take you up on that. Now, do you believe that free education is still possible in this economy?
Very much so.
Are you saying that with bold faith?
Very much so. You see, I operate in the corporate world, right? I pay 2% of the declared profit for my company as education tax. That is huge amount of money. Though it's paid to the federal government, yeah, but you have funding for primary education. You also have funding for tertiary. What we're supposed to do, I think the policy is, if you have a project, the state government will have their counterpart funding, and then they are supposed to meet certain minimum standard, for them to assess that fund. We haven't really utilized that fully here in Oyo State. There are projects, I think my policy team, when we were discussing this particular issue, they brought to my notice the fact that the last time we assessed that fund was, I think, 2 billion naira projects that, really didn't go anywhere. So if you have that opportunity, and people are paying, right now about 58 billion is sitting at the Central Bank of Nigeria, to be assessed.
But they will need the counterpart fund.
Exactly.
And where would it come from?
Well, okay. I've, in 2000, let me just go back a little bit, on my own journey. I left Bishop Phillips Academy 1985. And then I went straight to Unilag. And I graduated from the University of Lagos in 1990, with a degree in electrical engineering. And I proceeded to do my national service with Shell Petroleum in Port Harcourt. That was 1991. I started a business in 1997. The first set of money that I made from that business, I came to Oyo State. I built a block of classroom, equipped it with a computer system. In the year 2000, that building was commissioned by the then governor, late Alhaji Lamade Shina. That was 3 years after I started doing business. So one of the things I suggested is, because I've been there before, one of the things I suggested, which will be a policy, is you have well-to-do people in the society that are itching to help. You need to approach them. I mean, I came voluntarily by myself to, spend my money to build the edifice. But you can approach people, they can adopt school, you can assess, the funds that are available at the federal level, And there are all sort of...
the government is saying that they do not have money for that counterpart funding. In the first instance, so that money is there, yes, but they need counterpart funding.
But they do have money to, you know, go everywhere, spinning out spurious data. You know, utilizing our money for propaganda. So they need to, I mean, it's getting focused properly. That is really the crux of this thing.
Let's take a look at another issue. You just said now that it is possible not to rely on federal allocation.
Of course, yeah, it is possible.
Let's look at that possibility. I've been thinking about something. I've been thinking about a possibility where, you know, it is possible for a governor to run the state for 1 year. Let's hypothetically say for 1 year, saving the federal allocation coming into the state for something else, and run pay salaries, not whole salaries, and maintain the state for 12 months. Can you imagine they do that?
Well, you see, I've been through this route before. I started a business with nothing, absolutely nothing. Actually, when I left Ibadan for Port Harcourt in 1990, I went with just a bag. What's even a suitcase? It's a bag with a couple of trousers in there, maybe 2 or 3, and 1 shoe. So it's something that has to be done, but you have to focus properly. One of the things that we've spoken about here is your budget, right? You have to know what you have. You have to know what you have and properly you know, put the budgets together to meet your aspiration. That has not been done here. And when you are building something on a faulty foundation, what you see is what we're getting. Yeah. If you look at the budget for 2017, recurrent expenditure about 60% of it, right? 126.8 billion naira, you know, budgeted for this, right? In 2015, this figure was 65.4, and in 2016, I think it went to about 70. So how do you go from 65 billion 2 years ago to 126.8 billion this year? As the federal allocation increased, as the internally generated revenue, has it increased? What are the economic activities going on in here, you know, to allow you to have access to this money? So what that meant really is that you're going to go deeper and deeper into debt. I'm not, of course, I have a deep appreciation of where we are. That's why I'm saying, look, we brought out the issue of the debt profile for Oyo State. And I said, in 2011, when this government came on board, our debt was 4.8 billion at that time. Now, in 2017, it's 115 billion. And we have a hole of another 100 billion, you know, to be covered in this year's budget. So, when you're doing all of that, you're not going to have enough money to spend on, you know, providing health care, providing the infrastructure that can drive economic activity.
Engineer Makinde, I want us to talk about how Oyo State can make money. I'm interested in how we can generate money. Look at our idea.
Were you at UI when we had the Splash FM debate in 2015? Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about how we can generate money. What does Oyo State have now that you think can make money for Oyo State? If, for instance, we have to do the devolution of power, resource control, all of a sudden it comes from the air, and there's a state manage your resources. What do we have?
Okay. First, Oyo State land mass. The land, it's arable. It's a land. I mean, once you go outside of Ibadan itself, because everywhere is built up, you get to Ojo, going towards Oyo, or going towards Ibarapa, or going to Okeogu. What you see out there is, fertile and arable land, right? And remember also that the landmass for your state is actually about the same as all the states in the southeast of Nigeria. I mean, you take Enugu, take Anambra, take Imo and Abia. All these things they're talking about, the enclave Biafra. The landmass in Oyo State is almost equal to all of those put together. And this is not just red clay, it's fertile land. So that is what can liberate Oyo State. Agriculture, agro-allied. And if you go back to that debate in 2015, I said in that place that, yeah, we do have some solid mineral resources. And I came up to say, look, Oyo State must participate in that. You can have Oyo State, I mean, you can go drill down out to the local government where those resources are located and say, okay, the local government plus the state and plus technical, the people with technical competence, to exploit these minerals correctly. You bring all of that together, go to the federal government, and apply for a license to exploit those with the benefit to our people. But what we've seen, I can describe it vividly for you. The most obvious is the marble at Igbeti. Recently, the government inaugurated the board, and a member of the board, was chatting with me, and I asked him, now the board is inaugurated, where are the technical partners, to assist you guys, to achieve this? And he said, well, we're still looking for technical partners, so what are the meaning of that is, just like we've always been saying, you don't go after superficial projects, or make believe kind of arrangement where you say, well, they've inaugurated the board, but what has the board done since inauguration? Where are the people, the technical partners that will allow you to actually move back to site? Where are those people bringing in that money? So, I said on a platform, I think maybe last week or a couple of weeks ago, when I was younger, each time I want something different for Christmas from my mom, and I go to her and I say, Mommy, am I going to have this, on Christmas Day? And of course, Christmas Day is my birthday, so she will say, well, be it or not. So if they gave me that thing yesterday, yeah, I should be sure I'm going to have it. But if I didn't have it yesterday, I mean, it's more like you're deceiving yourself. So the first thing you want to do is be true and be real to yourself. If you have a true and real appreciation of your situation, then you can provide solution, you know, that will work. What I've seen here is we've basically been telling lies to ourselves.
Now, people will say that the present administration is doing something in the area of agriculture that is agreed for you.
Have you seen any product? I mean, it takes 3 months between when you plant a corn and when you start eating from that one. Have you, in all honesty, I mean, you can tell our people and say, well, okay, I've eaten corn, or I've eaten granite or something from that effort. So who is fooling who?
So what is your party going to do, for instance, if you are in Agodi, in terms of...
Well, Agodi, there are two Agodi. Which one? The prison is on the other.
Anyway, I'm talking about, you know, just asked me about the IGR.
Yes.
And I want to see concrete things that we can do to make our IGR better. I'm not talking about these in terms of, you know, you being the governor of your state. I'm talking about what even the state governor, as he is listening right now, can tap as information that he needs. For instance, how do you think we can lift our IGR from where it is now to a better place, concretely?
In all honesty, you know, I think the first thing we need to do is take deceit out of government business.
Deceit, what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, about 3 or 4 days ago, the student of I mean, you spoke about education. The student of, well, not the student, you know, past student and some stakeholders from LAUTECH, they came to me and said, well, I mean, look at the situation we find ourselves. These are 32,000 students, you know, with 1,800 teachers and, you know, numerous landlords and business owners within Ogbomoso, you know, that are affected by this. They have, I mean, the institution has been closed since 2015, yeah? And I donated some money to them, and I advised them that, look, this will be what they were trying to raise 1 billion naira. I said, well, this will be a solution, immediate or short-term solution, but medium to long-term, we all need to sit down and say, look, this subvention, how much do you guys need? What are the issues, you know, audit issues that they have? And then there should be proper engagement. So if you have ego and say, well, this thing is, if you can't listen to me, you know, and things like that, then all of these people that I've just mentioned, you know, they can well go to places. I don't think people voted for anybody, you know, to do that.
Very much for being there with us on Splash 105.5 FM. This is the Integrated Station, and I have engineer Seyi Makinde in the studio with me. We'll be talking about different issues. I know people have been tweeting, sending text messages and the rest about figures, but we will not go into all of that. I want to talk politics now. You moved from PDP to SDP. Now you're in SDP. Are you going to move soon?
Well, I mean, there was a reason why we moved out of PDP. We felt PDP didn't, I mean, they were not ready to obey their own rule. And so, politics is dynamic. So, you evaluate, you know, what's the interest of your people, what are they saying to you, but I think we've actually gone beyond SDP, PDP, Labour Party, Accord Party, because we're all talking right now and saying that if you look at the results of the 2015 election, the governorship in Oyo State, for instance, the opposition lost the plot. APC did not win. They are the one ruling us right now, but with 35% of the vote. So 65% voted against APC in the last election. Okay, so what we're saying now is, look, forget about the party platform. Let's talk. If all of this 65%, if we had come together in 2015, what people are going through right now, is not what they'll be going through.
So are we looking at the possibility of merger between your party and some other parties?
We're looking at the possibility of a coalition to actually rescue our people. And we are dead serious about it.
Are you working with Accord?
Of course, yeah. We are talking, I'm talking with my father, former Governor Ladanja. We're talking all across God. And we're very serious because we've learnt our lessons. We felt that we failed woefully in 2015. Personally, we failed. We failed the people of the state even because I don't think the people deserve what they are getting right now. I mean, go on the streets. People are hungry. I have stacks of letters in my house. People seeking for one thing or the other. They cannot pay the school fees of their children. So these are real things. People are dying.
I was wondering, if you're talking about people coming to you for, do you want to be a philanthropist, and that's what you do even when you become, if for instance you become a governor?
Well, philanthropy is one aspect of one's commitment. Even if you have an organization, you have what they call CSR, which is the corporate social responsibility. I mean, you pay your taxes, you do what you're expected to do, but over and above that, you should contribute more. If you have more, contribute more to our environment. What a lot of people don't know about me, really, is that socially, I am liberal, but fiscally, I'm actually a conservative. If you go to my organization, for instance, my driver has the same health insurance as myself. I mean, they brought it to the board level and they say, well, maybe the directors and the senior managers should have this platinum package, this basic package. And I said, no, sorry guys, we are equally born. No one was born with, well, okay, they say golden spoon and things like that.
Nigerians no longer trust, people who are from the business cycle to run governance anymore. We've had examples and they failed us.
Well, you have to take people, on an individual by individual basis.
How can we trust you?
Well, I've been at this thing, for the past. I started contesting 10 years ago, right? And it hasn't been a tea party. It has been very difficult. We've had to learn so many things. What I call the school of hard knocks. It is only if you have passion to serve the people. That is the only time you can still be in this business after what I've gone through.
You just said 10 years, and you've not been able to convince people for an elected position.
Well, you have to learn. You have to learn the ropes, yeah? Maybe I was somewhere yesterday night and then we were discussing and I said, well, you know what? In 2007, you were offered to go to the House of Reps, and you rejected and things like that. Maybe you should have started at that point and things like that. I explain to the people that, look, the fact that you lose an election, you know, does not mean that your vision must die with that loss of election. If you have a vision, you have something that is burning inside of you, and you think God, you know, gave you the intellect, the resources, and He created you in a certain environment, there must definitely be a reason for it. And again, I mean, Buhari contested election 4 times, and eventually he became the president. Well, with hindsight, is it good? Is it bad? You know, I don't know. But if you have something burning inside of you, you have to keep at it. You have to keep the engagement going. And I can tell you that politically, I am far, far better than the Seyi Makinde of 2007, because I've been, you know, kicked around
for a long time. Now,
yes.
People talk about restructuring now. What's your take on restructuring in Nigeria?
Well, about, I think, the 6th of July, we had a meeting at the Premier Hotel here. I belong to a WhatsApp group called The Conscience of the Yorubaris, and the main agenda is how to, you know, restructure the federation and things like that. I shy away from, you know, semantics where people just talk about, you know, restructuring through federalism, fiscal federalism, you know,
Why?
things like that. Yeah, because, you know, the underlying idea sometimes gets lost when people just focus on those semantics. So, what's restructuring? What exactly are we talking about? I mean, the first order of business for me is, in this land today, there is poverty, a grinding one. So, how do we tackle it? How can you get, you know, what should belong to you from the federation? How can you manage your affairs such that you can grow and move at your own pace? So, to that extent, you know, I contributed to the meeting at Premier Hotel, and I give them my own idea of what you know, we should be focusing on. And as we're speaking today, they have a meeting of you know, the southwest, the southeast, south, and the middle belt. They're having a meeting in Abuja on this same issue. So my take is, yes, we do have issues, you know, with the current arrangement. I want a situation where, you know, what is generated in Oyo State, for instance, I can utilize a lot of it, you know, for the benefit of the people of Oyo State. I want a situation where taxes that are being generated there, the resources that are here, you know, we have some control. But you can't just wake up and say, well, this is it. Everybody needs to come together, have an alignment, and negotiate in the spirit of give and take.
Would you increase taxation if you become governor?
What are you even taxing in the first instance? I mean, what is the economic activity that's going on in here? We've discussed something like this, you know, leading to 2015 election. I went on the street, I went to all corners of Oyo State, I mean, all the zones. And they kept saying, oh, Seyi Makinde, no, wait till 2015. Wait till 2019. And I said, when, you know, bad policies, hunger, when it comes, 4 years is a long time, you know, and then the people were like, well, see, leave all these gladiators, let them slug it out against themselves, but you wait till 2019. And now when I'm going on the street, I'm asking them, you know, do you guys really feel I should wait till 2023 now? And they said, no, I think if we can have you at this point in time, we won't even mind. So we don't have anything to talk. What should come first is you need to increase the economic activities in there, that people are generating more money. When people are generating more money and they have that income, then you can tax it. But saying, look, I'm going to, I mean, that's why I felt, you know, putting a budget of 126.8 billion with your internally generated revenue of 13.7 billion in 2015, 16.6 in 2016, and a target of 107.3 billion naira as the revenue they want to generate in 2017. How do you do that? I mean, it's all a fallacy, really.
Do you have a strategy for cutting the cost of governance?
Well, yes. And I'll tell you something. When people come out and say, well, you have this cost here, you have that cost here, what I have seen, you know, my experience going around, is that the wastages are actually even more than what they are, you know, paying to the political office holders, you know. And we have issue of technology as well. You can make some things paperless. You know, you can deploy technology to do certain things. And I think the bottom line really is a household that does not, I mean, that's not true to itself about, you know, what is your income, what are the, I mean, prioritizing what you're supposed to do, what is the vision, where do you want to be in 2-3 years at a time. If you cannot put all of that in proper perspective as an household, then you're just not doing the right thing, and you cannot get the result, you know, that will be palatable to you.
All right. Oyo is exporting yam, cashew nuts, shea butter factories being built in state. Private farms are springing up across the state. Niji farms, Shino farms. The state is moving towards being the food basket of the nation. Yet you see nothing good in all of this.
I see. If you know Niji farm, I met the guy 3 days ago at IITA. Yes. The gentleman is, you know, trying his best. He's doing certain things, you know, for profit purposes. How, as Oyo State government, what have they done, you know, to encourage him? And how many Niji farms, you know, that are out there that are supposed to come in and are not here? I was at Ibora on Thursday. It took me 2.5 hours to go from Ibadan to Ibora. I haven't seen a terrible road like that.
Okay.
And let me make this point, because it is really very important. You're talking about developing infrastructure, right? And all you can do is spend 2 billion naira or 5 billion naira, I don't even know how much they spent, to build a road from Seyi, one roundabout to another roundabout in Seyi. And then from Seyi to Shaki, the road is almost unpassable. And you want those products from Niji farms to come to go to the port. What is the cost at the end of the day of taking those things to the port? I
need to take a break now. I'll be back, and when I come back, you can begin to call 0809-155-1055 or 805-699-8678. Stay with us. Thank you for being there. It's still Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station. We'll begin to take your calls now. Someone is on this line, but as you call me, your name, where you're calling from, and WH question. Hello. Good morning. What's the name, where you're calling from? Bye-bye. Talk about contact education.
like sending back schools to individuals. Is he trying to also tell the schools that
okay.
they are nice money?
All right. Thank you. You've asked whether he's trying to sell the schools. Thank you for that question. He's also on Twitter. Someone already asked. You're thinking that should we sell the schools? Okay. Hello. Who is on this line? Someone is on this other line.
The question is, should we sell the schools?
Are you going to sell the schools? Hello. Good morning. Hello. Mr. Tayo from Bola community. Good. What's your question?
We want to first give our movie governor the university for the all the analysis that he has done this morning. We pray that God will renew his strength, and his aspiration and ambition will come to pass in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I am actually calling to actually make a request on behalf of my community and we've been passing through a lot of things with respect to electricity over the time, and we've done a couple of things to actually come out of this issue. We've been calling some people, so to say, that promised to help us, and they've not been able to do anything tangible for us. We went ahead and paid a bigger community that is close by, close to $1 million to help, and it needed no positive results. We have written a couple of letters to Ibadan.
Say what you want to do quickly, please.
Well, I believe this request is coming because I gave a transformer to a community around Olodo. What I can say is even Seyi Makinde, his resources are limited. So I can't keep giving transformers to every community, but I can give you the assurance that where we are able to assist, we will assist. So to go back to the question
because
about...
you said that you can approach wealthy individuals to assist, adopt a school. Are you going to sell schools?
No, we just need to fund education properly. You know, I mean, again, I can go back into the budget. There's a UNESCO standard. You know, what percentage of your budget, should you devote to education?
So are you saying that you will devote 26% of the budget to education?
We will try that. We will. 26%? Yes, we will. You know, even if we don't get there in one day, incrementally, because it's all about, you're generating, you start by generating more, letting economic activities around here, be on the increase swing. So once you're able to do that, you have a bit more money, and incrementally you can set the target. I mean, education, that is the only thing I took to Port Harcourt.
Hello. Good morning. What's the name again? Oh, yeah, quickly, your question.
Yes. Now, I want to ask some questions from the engineer, sir. Now, if anything happens in 2019 and you happen to be the governor of this state, are you going to make yourself to the accessible? Or immediately after the election, you will go back to your tent? And after another 4 years, you come back to convert for vote. Are you going to do what the people want?
Well, I had your question. I think I've always been accessible. I have only one telephone line that I've been using all of these years. If you've had my number for the past 10 years, it has stayed the same. If I'm the governor of this state, it will still stay the same. And I know that we need to do more, and I believe it's the propaganda, going on that, oh, Seyi Makinde, if he becomes the governor, he's going to bring external people to come and rule Oyo State. I am from here. I belong here, and I will stay here for us to get to the Oyo State of our dream.
Thank you. Someone is on this line. Hello. It's gone. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming to the program this morning. I would like to end it here. Engineer Seyi Makinde. I know we'll still have more discussion on this matter because quite a number of people are saying things on our Facebook fan page. But thank you for coming once again.
Thanks so much, Seun, for having me, and I've really enjoyed this session. and I look forward to a future engagement.
Are you going to contest?
Well, I'll leave it to God, because you may say, oh, I'm going to contest in 2019, and you're dead tomorrow. So, what does it mean? So, we leave everything to God, and He will direct us at the appropriate time.
Have a great time.
Thank you so much.
Office of the Citizen beckons. I'll be back.